your daily reminder that the Democrat Party and woke corporations think black people and brown people are too stupid or too helpless to have a photo ID to vote. Hello once again, all my fellow patriots and you filthy leftist stalkers out there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela Box. You're watching Angela's Soapbox, where I always say what you are thinking. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, liking or rumbling this video, commenting on this video, and of course sharing this video, especially with your filthy leftist friends, because they truly hate my guts. And for me, that's a badge of honor. Okay, this one's near and dear to my heart. As a former teacher, the sea turtle killing plastic straw is going to all the little snowflake teacher union psychopaths that are no doubt having an absolute effing meltdown right now. Let's talk about why. Okay, so I'm old enough to remember, I'm sure you are too, that when we went to school, we learned about reading and writing and math and real history. And it's not to say that we can't learn about black history, okay? Don't get it twisted. But we learned about history. We learned about world history. We learned about civics. We learned about science. We did not learn that there are 47 genders and you can become a cat if you want to. That is the psychopathy that we've been dealing with for the past decade or so. We're also dealing with the psychopathy of telling kids there's something inherently wrong with them if they are white, or that they are inherently a victim if they are a person of color. So all of that nonsense is getting ready to go away. And here's why. Because Trump, I'm gonna put the screenshot here, basically they're giving the Department of Education with Trump, you know, it's a matter of time. It's a matter of time before Trump is like, yeah, Linda McMahon, I want you to go ahead and just start dismantling this thing. We're going to send it all back to the states. And we're going to see real quick what kind of state, which states are functioning and which are not. I'm going to give you a hint. The blue states will be falling apart as per usual. But okay, so he sent a directive to the Department of Education, sent a directive to all 50 states, telling them they have like 2 weeks, I think it is, to get rid of all their DEI crap. That means the rainbow crap. That means the BLM crap. That means the critical race theory crap. All of it. It's going bye-bye. And if you don't say bye-bye to excuse me, you get no federal funding. Okay? So that is going to change everything, you guys. And I mean everything. And it's almost like we're to the point where maybe they're going to take away the Chromebooks from kids and have them do workbook work again and worksheets. I remember, y'all, when I was a teacher, this drove me absolutely batshit, okay? They'd be like, oh, you know, doing worksheets is busy work. I'm like, I'm sorry, the child needs, let me explain something to you. When you write something down, you remember it. When you spell something, writing it down, you remember it. When you click a button on a Chromebook, you don't retain that. Chromebooks should be meant for very rare instances, a workstation or a privilege that you get if your behavior is excellent, you win student of the week, whatever. It should not be a situation where it's constant technology change. And I'm telling you as a teacher too, it was constant technology change. It was always. And this is why the Department of Education is getting ready to have a real reckoning. Because there's millions upon millions, hundreds of millions of dollars wasted every year, billions wasted every year on new programs and new technology and all this crap. When it's like, why don't we just get back to doing what works? Reissue the textbooks and the workbooks from the 70s and 80s, the math and the language arts, okay? Do that and keep your science books basically the same and update your history books and keep your civics books the same. Keep your spelling books the same. Keep your vocab books the same. Do that instead of trying to come up with a way to reinvent the wheel every 3 years, because education is a business just like everything else. So I think, you know, I really hope that there's a lot of caterwauling from the blue-haired people. I hope that there's a lot of meltdowns from the non-binary teachers who teach preschoolers, you know, to respect their pronouns. I really hope that they all quit and that they all just, you know, they just like, we can't do it. Or they can go work in a private school. And if a private school wants to do that, that is their right to do it. But I guarantee you, once the public schools start to shape up or ship out, the private schools are going to follow suit. Now, there's something else that also needs to be done, okay? We need to bring back universal corporal punishment. Period. The end, okay? The threat of being spanked in front of your fellow classmates, or being called to the principal's office where your mother is standing right there and you get paddled by the principal as she watches, and then your crying ass has to go back to class. That is called public shaming, and that actually works, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not talking about the shaming where we're calling kids fat or ugly or anything like that. I'm not saying that. However, that's going to start to change too, because when Robert F. Kennedy starts to reinstitute, and I think he's going to work with the Department of Education to do this, starts reinstituting the presidential fitness test, and the Department of Education is like, look, you better have PE, art, and music. Figure it out. Figure out when you're going to do it. It needs to be done. Children need an outlet. They need something else to occupy their minds, to get those other parts of their brains working so they're not just sitting there being robots all day. I'm not saying that's what needs to be happening. We need a well-rounded education. And Kennedy's going to be putting his stamp on this. Watch. We're going to be bringing back the presidential fitness test. I'm so excited. I used to be able to do, I passed. I was not an athlete. I've never been an athlete, but at least I was average, and I could do my pull-ups and I could do my sit-ups. I remember doing all of these things that I'm sure you guys do too, if you're old enough. Anyway, back to this getting rid of the rainbow crap and the DEI and the critical race theory. I mean, you know that they're going to try and hide it somehow, but I guarantee you that the conservative teachers now are going to be less afraid to stand up and less afraid to tell on these psychopaths and be like, yeah, you know, your days of pushing your insane agenda are over. They're done. You're not going to tell a child that they can change their sex, okay? You're not going to tell a child that, shh, I won't tell your mommy and daddy if you want to use different pronouns. I won't tell your parents that. You're not going to tell a child that they can have an abortion at 13 years old, but not have an aspirin from the school nurse. Like, those days are over. And you're either going to follow the directive or you don't get any money. And I am just like, preach! This is all very exciting to me as a former teacher. Anyway, let me know what you think down below, and I will see you in the next video. That will be done. Bye.